everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. And last week on our Against the Odds poll, it was Riveteers Ascendancy for Standard that took home the win. So today, we're not just heading to Standard to play Riveteers Ascendancy, we are playing Riveteers Ascendancy Birthing Pod in Standard, a Standard Birthing Pod deck. So let's talk about how we can possibly pod in Standard, what that has to do with Riveteers Ascendancy, jump into some games, see it in action. So our winning card, the card we're built around, Riveteers Ascendancy, once per turn, when we sack a creature, we can return a creature of lower mana value from our graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So this is the card we're built around, and when this first won the poll, my initial instinct was, alright, it's a Riveteers card, all the Blitz cards are Riveteers colors, the Jund colors, so we can just play a bunch of Blitz stuff and like Blitz something and get back something else, do it as a cute little value play. But then I realized there's something way more spectacular we can do with Riveteers Ascendancy, which is play it with our Standard Birthing Pod Vivien on the hunt. So obviously we don't have literal Birthing Pod, but Vivien fills the role pretty well, with her +2 being exactly Birthing Pod. You sack a creature to a creature from your library with its mana value +1, put it directly on the battlefield, plus it generates card advantage with the other +1. You can make some rhinos with the -1. So the idea of this deck is pretty simple. We want to get down Riveteers Ascendancy along with some creatures, then we play Vivien. Vivien sacks a creature, Riveteers Ascendancy will trigger to get something a lower mana value back from our graveyard. Vivien will tutor up a higher mana value creature, and then the next turn, we can sack the creature we got to Vivien to get back the first creature we sacrificed with Riveteers Ascendancy, get a higher mana value creature. So we just kind of grind through our deck with these super sweet sacrifice energies, getting lower mana value stuff out of our graveyard, higher mana value stuff out of our deck. So that's what we're trying to do. So to really make this deck work, the most important thing, other than getting lucky enough to stick our combo pieces and have them stay on the battlefield for a few turns, is our curve. Riveteers Ascendancy wants our curve to work down through our graveyard, while Vivien needs it to work up through our library. So we need a good mixture of spells up the mana curve, creatures in specific. So we start in the 1-drop slot with Dockside Chef, which gives us another sacrifice outlet. The other trick with Riveteers Ascendancy is it's once each turn that it'll return a creature from our graveyard to play when we sacrifice something. So if we can sacrifice stuff at instant speed, like to Dockside Chef, we can double up our value essentially, where we can do it on our turn with Vivien, do it on our opponent's turn with Dockside Chef. Plus, Dockside Chef is a 1-drop in the graveyard, so we can get it back if a Blood Tithe Harvester sacrifices itself. Maybe Riveteers Requisition or Tenacious Underdog sacrifice himself to Blitz or to Vivien. Then in the 3-drop slot, we get a bit of ramp with Jewel Thief. The other thing that works well with this plan is ETB triggers. Jewel Thief makes a treasure when it comes into play, so it ramps us into Vivien, so it kind of does its job on its ETB, and then we can sacrifice it, pot up into a 4-drop. Old Rusting, good way to fill the graveyard, so we got stuff to get back with Riveteers Ascendancy. Sanguine Spry, another sacrifice outlet that we can use at instant speed. In the 4-drop slot is where things get really sweet. Jax is probably one of the best cards in our deck. We can blitz it and get back something up to 3 mana value from our graveyard. Plus we can make copies of things with it, and then we can sack the copies of things to Vivien to get something else out of our deck, and we're not really losing anything because we're just sacking a copy. Zeotora's Envoy, another blitz creature, so if we don't have like a Vivien or a sack outlet, we can just blitz it and hit our opponent and maybe draw a card, maybe cast it for free and then get something back with Ascendancy. Itsushi likes to die to make treasures and draw cards. 5-drop slot, more blitzing with Workshop Warchief, Junji for more reanimation. 6 drops, Zeotora, one of our best finishers. We just fling things at our opponent's face and make treasures. Cemetery Desecrator, another ETB creature and Death Tracker creature actually. So we can play it, kill something, sacrifice it, kill something else, and get up to the 7 mana slot where we got Titan of Industry because it's kind of busted, and Dreadfast Demon as another sacrifice threat. Probably the most hilarious thing we do with the deck is get Dreadfast Demon going. So we're sacrificing creatures to make Dreadfast Demon tokens, but also getting back the creatures that we sacrifice with Riveteers Ascendancy for this huge value loop. Otherwise, a little bit of removal, mana base, pretty typical Jund stuff. And the sideboard, discard card draw for control, bunch of removal for aggro, 1 cleanup crew is another 6-drop we can pod into. And that is Standard Pod. Pod finally coming to Standard with double the value thanks to Riveteers Ascendancy. That's our Against the Odds deck for this week. So let's jump into some games and see, can we make the plan work? Can we get the double pod grindy graveyard work up and down the curve value going in our new Standard format? Let's find out. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap up. Today's video is brought to you by our awesome sponsor, Card Kingdom. You can get all the Dominaria United cards you need and help support the show over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. against the odds time. We are playing some Jund Birthing Pod in Standard, and we'll see. This hand's expensive. If we can get all of our stuff down and start casting our big stuff with the Ascendancy out, it would be sweet. Opponent. Oh boy. All right, going aggro. Oh, we might be getting a little punished for having a slow draw about it. So appears to be playing domain aggro, I would say. Plays a land, goes to combat attacks. Land or Green Widow. Oh boy, that's another 7-drop. Well, we're drawing the top end of our curve. That's for sure. And I think we're getting pretty beaten down here. Also, the domain deck can easily answer Ascendancy because of Leyline Binding. About it. Well, this is going to be the fastest game of all time. Pumps. We take 9. Yeah, I don't know if there's a card. That's a land. Okay. Well, today's lesson, don't lose the die roll to domain. Bring in the Flame Blast Bolts and the Soul Transfers. Go down. I guess we're just trimming. 1 Dockside Chief, Tenacious Underdog, Sanguine Spy, and 1 Envoy. Try it like that. I mean, we got to be able to defend ourselves in the early game, apparently, because our opponent, aggro. Our deck really wants to make it to the late game and do some cool grindy Birthing Pod-esque shenanigans. Making it to the late game, that might be the challenge. Our Birthing Pod does cost 6 mana. Well, I mean, we got to keep this. I guess if we don't draw a land, we can just blitz this Jaxus to draw a card. We'd rather just hit our land drops. Okay, that's good. So now we'd like to get something in the graveyard, so when we blitz the Jaxus, we can get something back. That would be optimal. But at least we can Flame Blast Bolt the 2-drop here. That must die. Play the land. Yeah, let's Jewel Thief first. Get down the Jewel Thief. Next turn, probably Ascendancy. Still worried about it living, but we actually kind of want this to die now. If things go to plan with our Seed Treaty, opponent's gonna get their rampone. Oh, play the Ascendancy. Hit you with the Jewel Thief. All right, kill our Jewel Thief, opponent. Kill our Jewel Thief, please. Please kill it so we can get it back with Jax's. I mean, I guess if we don't, we can blitz and copy it, maybe. Opponent, Brawler. And Firebrand. Go to combat, attack ya. Soul Transfer. Get rid of the Brawler. This is still pretty bad, though. Opponent gets to pump and trample. Are we dead? Opponent plays a land. I mean, if they got a bunch of Gaia's Mites with their Seed Treaty, all right. Wow, so I think our opponent's actually going for lethal here. Reckless Stormseeker. Pace it up. And that is Xaxes. Wow. Our opponent won there against odds match, that's for sure. I guess that was kind of impressive. Against the odds time, we are trying to do cool things with Riveteers Ascendancy in Standard. Playing some Jund Birthing Pod. And we'll see. Well, take Numa. Dockside Chef, go. And plays land passes. Well, a land is not bad. We will accept that. We do need to hit our land drops. Opponent. Orzhov by the looks. Play Beseju. Go to combat, hit you for 1. All right. So we need to find our Ascendancy. But we're hitting land, so if we can get a red source, we can get down at Sushi. This hostile might come back to punish us. Well, adding announcement for our opponent. Other Vivien, eh? Pass the turn. I mean, now we might be to the point where we're just gonna sack this Dockside Chef to try to hit a land. Oh, all right, slightly new plan, which is kill Adeline. All right, deck, land. Okay, there's a land. So play the land. Yeah, let's Workshop War Chief, no blitz. This sets us up the best for Vivien next turn. Like, Vivien sack it, get a 6-drop is pretty sweet. Opponent, Swamp. called Conscript. If only we had the Ascendancy too. Wow, it's an interesting attack. Well, we're gonna block and block. I guess our opponent really wants to draw a card, but this is a lot fewer bodies on the battlefield. Okay, so opponent's gonna kill the War Chief. Yup. Well, in that case, play the land, play Vivien. And I think we just draw with Vivien. Oh, okay. Draw 4. That is a pretty good +1. Your go. All right, we need this Ascendancy. That's the last missing piece about it. Welcoming Vampire. Also would like to draw cards. Sure. Attacks. We'll kill the Conscript. Okay, opponent wants to get it back. They kill our Rhino. Okay, let's think about this. So, how do we do this? We can pod. If we want to kill this Welcoming Vampire, oh, this is pretty sweet. Cemetery Desecrator. Exile, sadly, our Workshop War Chief, because we want to kill this Welcoming Vampire. Vivien, tick it up. Sack the Desecrator. Oh, the opponent scoops it up. I mean, that was really good. We're going to get the Dreadfast Demon, and then we could sack the Chef and just have, Dreadfast Demons for days. Dreadfast Demons for, that was going to be so sweet. So sweet. All right, so Orzhov aggro, Soul Transfer, Flame Blast Bolt, maybe Tear Asunder. Cleanup Crew could be fine. It is 6 mana though. What are we cutting? We'll go down 1 Chef, Tenacious Underdog. We'll go down the Spy. We'll go down 1 Envoy. Run it like that. Oh, well, that was close. We got to see Vivien doing Vivien things. Vivien is actually like pretty powerful. Did not have the Ascendancy to go with it, unfortunately. Although I guess our opponent pretty much insta-scooped anyway, so as soon as Vivien started generating value. All right, we'll keep this. Seems fine. Evolve, Sleeper. Well, land go. So we can Blood Tithe Harvester into Ascendancy. Opponent gets and hits us. Levels up. Adelaine would be a little scary. Ooh, another. Okay, so we had Ascendancies for days this game. Yeah, let's just soak in Zan. Run out the Blood Tithe Harvester. Get a Blood Pass the turn. Opponent, land. Do they have the Adelaine? Goes attacking. Well, I mean, we're gonna block. Our goal is to get this back anyway, so. Jada. Well, all right. Get down Ascendancy. Pass the turn. And gets and hits us. Down to 15. Well, let's see what the follow-up is. We can full value this Soul Transfer next turn, at the moment at least. All right, well, I guess I know what we're doing with it. Found it. Hits us. We get dragged. Well, Soul Transfer. Both modes. Get rid of Shoulder. Get back to Blood Tithe Harvester. Play the land. Oh, pass the turn. Come on, we need the Vivien. We got the Ascendancy. We're not dead yet. We were getting dead-ish, but we're not all the way dead. Opponent. Oh, Rite of Oblivion to kill the Ascendancy. Okay. Well, that's disappointing. Sure. Well, I mean, I guess we sacked the blood. Discard Beseju. All right, Infernal Grasp isn't bad. Oh, there's a Vivien, but we just discarded a land. Main phase. Play the land, Blood Tithe Harvester. Opponent's going to Infernal Grasp. Okay. I mean, opponent's down to 1 card in hand, 1. Pass the turn. So what we want to have happen here is our opponent not do anything too impactful, and then we can kill the Jadar. Yeah, we're going to go for it. Get rid of the Jadar. Drop to 8. But now hopefully our opponent has nothing going on. The zombie decays away. Passes. Well, I mean, we're going for it. Vivien. Pick up to mill some cards and hopefully find some creatures. We got the Ascendancy. They do have this Rite of Oblivion, though. Ugh, all right, not great. We got a creature. Well, let's see. We get to do our thing if our opponent can't get rid of the Vivien wandering. Oh, okay, so they can. So they can make a token, sack the token. Oh, so the Vivien's gonna go away. Makes another token. Plays a Valve Sleeper. Okay, so we lose the Vivien. Does this mean we also lose the game? Maybe. Yeah, Rite of Oblivion, sacks the token. Hits us. Yatora, well, okay. Can we live long enough? All right, play a Jeweled Thief. Get the treasure. Pass the turn. So we can tear asunder. We can tear asunder to kill something. And then hopefully Yatora. Our opponent levels up, sure. They can't get to the last level though. Opponent gonna tick up. Goes to combat. All right, let's get rid of the token. No blocks, down to 3. Opponent passes. Well, go to combat. Attack Wandering Emperor. Okay. Yatora. Sack Jewel Thief. Shoot down the Sleeper. Make some treasures. Okay. We got the Ascendancy in hand. We got a sack outlet. Oh, we're so close. Oh my god. Their aggro deck is playing Farewell. This feels so bad, but this feels so bad because we're trying to win with Riveteers Ascendancy, but 1,000,000% what we have to do is discard the Riveteers Ascendancy to try to hit a land to play Titan of Industry. Oh, well, okay. The Magic Gods want us to have this Riveteers Ascendancy. Farewell out of the aggro deck. Play the land. Come on. Opponent passes. Riveteers Ascendancy again. Pass the turn. Now our graveyard's empty too. Wedding announcement. Would be a really nice turn for a land drop. All right. Well, Titan of Industry. Blow it up. Make a 4/4. Pass the turn. Passing. We draw land. Well, go to combat. Hit you with a Rhino. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Passes. We draw land. Go to combat. Hit you with the Rhino. Opponent untaps. Rite of Oblivion to get rid of the Titan of Industry. Well, we're not having any trouble hitting our land drops. I will give our deck partial credit for that. I wonder if we should have attacked with the Titan of Industry. We're trying to play around Wandering Emperor, which we've seen, but as the end result is, oh my goodness, holy, okay. Well, hit you. Opponent, Jano. All right, we really would love some action. Opponent, Thalia. Soul Transfer. Get rid of the Thalia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do we even play Atsushi into the face of the Rite of Oblivion? Yeah, let's just pass. Because if we find like a Vivien or even a Chef, anything that can sack it, it gets so much better. Okay, that's another. Can we stop drawing lands, please? Opponent. Knight of Dust Shadow. That's a lethal threat. Play Blood Tithe Harvester. Sack the blood, discard the land. Come on, deck. Ah, it's another land. It's Sushi. Wow, and I think this Knight of Dust Shadow just beats us. Well, pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Yeah, they found it. Wow. Yeah, and then this has Menace, and they pump it, and we die. Oh, that was so close. Wow, you know one thing I'm learning as we play this is basically wow, we also just fizzled ridiculously there once we got stable. That Farewell, and then we just fizzled ridiculously by drawing so many lands in a row. We had like what, 13, 14 of our lands drawn. One thing I'm realizing is it seems like every single deck has an answer to Riveteers Ascendancy. Rite of Oblivion, counter spells, Unleash the Inferno. I feel like I'm missing some very popular ones, but every deck we've played, oh, Invoke of course, Invoke Despair. Every deck that we've played is just like, oh, sure, whatever, like, yeah, that's cool, kill it. And that's making our life hard, I will say. This is a hand where we definitely need to draw some lands because we have a lot of expensive stuff, but Old Rusting could do some work, maybe. Well, tap land, go. An opponent has a lot of cards that aren't especially good against us. Well, tap land, go. Opponent, like Thalia isn't especially good against us. Rafine's Informant, gonna do some conniving. Discards a Rite of Oblivion. Well, play the land, play Old Rusty. Mill a land, get a treasure. All right, I mean, a treasure is fine. We would have probably rather drawn the land, but opponent, wedding announcement. Oh boy, mill another land. That's awkward. That is awkward. Blood Tithe Harvester. Probably Workshop War Chief. Oh boy, not a land, okay. Okay, that's not good. This Old Rustine kinda doing us dirty here. Milling all of our lands that we desperately need. Opponent, Sheoldred. Passes. Okay, at least it was not a land. And we drew a land, okay. Okay, so we get drained by Sheoldred. Oh, the question is, do we spend all of our treasures? This Rite of Oblivion can answer our Ascendancy. I think we gotta kill the Sheoldred though. I mean, I guess we could let it live for a turn. I'll play the land. Soul transfer, Sheoldred. Yeah, we're just gonna wait. Because we're missing our land drops, we don't really want to cash in all these treasures. We might need to get down Titan of Industry just to stay alive. Because this is about to flip. Wow, opponent with a full attack. Well, we'll block and block, but we're not gonna risk our Old Rustine to a Jano here. It's a harsh mistress, but it has been doing some work. Not always the work that we want, but I mean, if they spend their Rite of Oblivion, yeah, we are fine with that. That is perfectly fine. A Valve Sleeper. Draws a card. Well, let's pass the turn. Gotta play it slow since we don't have the land. Opponent, land. Another wedding announcement. Well, all right. Leveled up a Valve Sleeper. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. We will just tear asunder the Valve Sleeper. If we can draw a land, we'd feel much more comfortable casting things. Riveteers Ascendancy. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Opponent plays a land. Gets and hits us. Makes a token. All right, so we draw land. We will run out Titan of Industry. We make a 4/4. We blow up a wedding announcement. We pass the turn. We can even use the hostile next turn to sack the Titan of Industry. After playing another Riveteers Ascendancy and get back 2 things. Does our stuff survive? That is the question. Swings. Oh no! It seems like there's only 2 ways it goes with the Riveteers Ascendancy. Either we lose, or our opponent scoops, opponent scoops before we can do it. What we could have done, I gotta explain this because who knows if we're ever gonna see it. What we coulda, woulda, shoulda, were going to do if the game hadn't ended is next turn, we can play another Riveteers Ascendancy, use our extra mana, hostile, sack the Titan of Industry, get back Workshop War Chief, get back Cemetery Desecrator, kill another one of your things. It was gonna be so sweet. And then, assuming we hit a land eventually, we got the setup with the Vivien and we go off, but nope, opponent's done. Against the odds time, we are Jund podding. Jund Riveteers Ascension Birthing Pod. And we don't have a pod, but we have some fine creatures and a sack outlet. So hopefully we find the pieces that we are missing. Well, all right. Run out the chef, play the land, pass the turn. Cool, is it a opponent? All right, well, there goes the chef. All right, play the land, pass the turn. Well, next turn, I guess we can run out the envoy if we want to. Our opponent's probably playing all the counters. Yeah, let's besiege you. Run out the envoy. Wow, let's it go. Okay, I mean, oh, they're Grixis control, I see. Haughty. Well, I mean, we're gonna go attacking, see what our opponent does. Yeah, I mean, go to combat, attack ya. Opponent takes the beat down. We find... Can't quite play that one for free. Play the land. Play the chef. And pass the turn. Maybe we can kill this Haughty Djinn if our opponent taps down for something. New attacks. All right. Well, in that case, go to combat. Smack you with Envoy. Considers. Get in there. Wow, opponent blocks. Sure. Abrades. I mean, if our opponent's going to spend a bunch of resources to kill this Envoy, I think we're kind of okay with it. Like, getting through the Djinn is definitely helpful. Play the Proving Ground. I mean, I guess we just run out Junji. See if they got the counter. All right, opponent does have the counter, but they're down to 3 cards in hand. All right, Fable the Mirror Breaker. That's a good one for our opponent. Atsushi. That one resolves. Play the Proving Grounds. Pass the turn. I mean, so we haven't found the Riveteers Ascendancy yet. That's what we're missing, but we do have the Vivien, so we can start potting. Wow, getting frisky. Sure. I mean, we will block. Kill it. Haughty Djinn. Abrade. Yeah, let's sack it. Draw a card. Make some treasures. Another Vivien is sweet. Well, hopefully. All right, untap. Ooh, and a Desecrator. Well, we will, step 1, try to kill the Haughty Djinn. It works. Step 2, play a Vivien. It also works. Step 3, take up the opponent's done. Scoops it up, scoops it up. The pod hits the battlefield and our opponent's just done. That went shockingly well. Okay, so opponent, we know what they're doing. They're playing, is it control? Is it Haughty Djinn? So we're bringing the Duresses to deal with the counters. We don't have much more removal, honestly. I guess we could bring in Terra Thunder. Oh, 4 mana is a lot, though. Soul Transfer is fine. The problem with Soul Transfer is it is sorcery speed. Instant speed removal is better against Haughty Djinn. What do we cut? I guess we can go on the Spy. Maybe the Requisitioner. I guess we're mostly just trimming. Redfest Demon's so cute. The synergies. What do we cut, though? We gotta cut maybe a 4-drop. Yeah, let's go down 1 Envoy. Guess 1 Dockside? Yeah, let's try it like that. We didn't get to see the full experience with the Riveteers Ascendancy going, but our value-y weird 1 of 2 of plan kind of, oh. Yeah, we got a mulligan that. Our value-y plan kind of worked, though. What's going to the bottom? Junji, I guess? Or is that better than... Yeah, let's keep Junji. Junji at least can block a flyer, which seems like a thing, and we get the Workshop War Chief anyway. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Well, run out the Blood Tithe Harvester. Opponent passing. Well, play the land, go to combat. Jewel Thief. All right, opponent lets it go. I mean, the treasure is helpful. We'd really love to draw land. That would be the best. Opponent untaps. Passes. Infernal Grasp. Well, go to combat. Do some attacking. Opponent gonna kill the Jewel Thief. All right. This hurts, but we need our land. Discard a Vivien. We do find the land. A little slower than we were hoping, but we did get there. Opponent gets to draw a card. Opponent. Stormcloud Coast. Passes. Go to combat. Hit you with the Blood Tithe Harvester. Yeah, let's duress. Try to get a look at what's going on over there. Unfortunately, we can't follow it up with anything big. Syncopate, Fable the Mirror Breaker, Invoke the Wind, another Bank Buster. Well, let's take the counter. We would like to resolve something at some point. We are gonna have to be aware of this Invoke the Wind. Opponent gets to draw a card, makes the dork. Wow, gonna braid the treasure, okay. That is ambitious, but legal. The opponent's just hoping we're mana screwed, and we are currently mana screwed, so it is a hope that could pay off. Opponent, Fable the Mirror Breaker. Going to crew. Yeah, I mean, kill the Bank Buster. Plays another Bank Buster. Well, I guess we are just not gonna hit our lands this game, unfortunately. Go attacking, opponent trades. Yeah, this is looking grim. Looking grim. Opponent draws a card. Braiding that treasure token worked out amazingly for our opponent. And now our opponents, they've drawn so many cards that they could easily have a handful of counters and good things again. Going to get in for one. And I don't even know if we can play a creature. Oh my goodness, okay. Wow, wow, wow. Drawing the top end, but not the lands. Opponent draws a card. Impulse. Draws a card. Flips the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Yeah! Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Fable is a card that I intentionally excluded from this deck. Fable just like, it would be great, even though it doesn't work with Pod, but it's just, I don't know if it's against the odds enough. Opponent. Honestly, like a little tempted to scoop here. Our opponent's drawn 11 more cards than us, which is kind of insane. Discards a Rona's Vortex. Proves the Bankbuster. Attacks a bunch, makes a treasure. Yeah, I mean, we're dead. Yeah, we didn't hit our lands in our opponent. Oh boy, did they go off. Is removal even good against our opponent's deck? We probably need some. Well, all right, run it back. The good news is, I don't think our opponent can get a Riveteers Ascension off the battlefield. Like, if we need to actually get down Riveteers Ascendancy, I don't know how they stop it. I don't know if we can get it down, because our opponent's deck is about as control-y can be. Well, you know what? We're going to keep this purely because we have lands. The rest of the hand's not great by any stretch, but we do have lands. Well, duress you. Well, opponent's hand also is not doing a ton at the moment. Rockfall Veil go. They have a Haughty Djinn and nothing. Rockfall Veil. Yeah, I guess go. We don't really want to Blix Jaxus yet. Opponent land. Passes. Well, land and we will hardcast a Jaxus. Yeah, they draw a counter. All right, cycle Xander's Lounge. Sure. Opponent plays a land. Runs out the Djinn. I mean, play the land. We gotta go for the gold here. Riveteers Ascendancy. We can pay for most counters. We can't. Oh, they drew negate. Oh, that's the one our opponent needed to draw. It needed to be exactly negate. We can pay for Syncope. We can pay for the casualty one unless they sack their Djinn. So our opponent needed to draw exactly negate there. And unfortunately they did draw exactly negate there. Well, play the land. Now what? Oh, we are gonna do cool things too. Cool things were gonna happen. So we gotta expect our opponent to have a handful of counters. We can try to kill the Djinn. Yeah, let's do that. Boom. Do you have another one? Oh boy, opponent drew a slip out the back. Well, hit you past the turn. Impulse. Yeah, I think our opponent's plan might be working. The disappointing part is when we duress, their hand was dead. It was a Haughty Djinn and literally nothing. And from there, our opponent has managed to draw everything. Well, boom, Workshop Warchief. Opponent, I'm sure, has found another counter by now. Overcharged Amalgam going to exploit itself. Oh, so much action. Well, hit you for 2, opponent untaps. Burn down the house goes attacking. And this makes us dead. Wow. I'm a little disappointed. I'm disappointed that we didn't get to do our cool things. I'm also disappointed that we saw our opponent's hand with that duress and it was just the Haughty Djinn. And somehow that turned into double counterspell, double impulse, slip out the back, and burn down the house. Like, our opponent, we took their Rona's Vortex, their hand on turn 2, Haughty Djinn and nothing, and they found everything. Everything. But that's magic. That's magic. Against the odds time, we are losing some die rolls with Jund Birthing Pod in Standard. Trying to do cool things with Riveteers Ascendancy, and, well, I mean, we're gonna keep this. We got the Ascendancy. We got a Sacrifice Outlet. No Birthing Pod, but we'll see. See what our opponent's up to. Xander's Lounge. All right, Grixis Control by the looks. Opponent, a very, very popular archetype. Many black-based mid-range / control decks in Standard at the moment. Making the hard decisions like, should I make my land drop on turn 2? I say no. Like, honestly, I know that might be an unpopular opinion, but I would prefer our opponent not to make their land drop this turn if I had my choice. All right, they're thinking it over. Should I play a swamp? Should I play a tap land? Should I time out? Trying to make that decision. And opponent, all right, chose the time out while trying to make the decision line. Risky. Risky choice from the opponent. Well, we will play a Blood Tithe Harvester and pass. Wow. Do they really keep a one-lander, or was... I don't know what's going on now. Well, we're not going to complain. We're playing Riveteers Ascendancy. We'll take the value where we can get it. Rack and her Bankbuster. Wow, I think they really did keep the one-lander. Let's play Sanguine Spy. Play the land. Hit ya. Pass the turn. So hopefully now we can get some sweet Ascendancy value. Okay, opponent draws. Well, we will set... Oh, no! Opponent's hand was too bad for us to do anything cool. Grixis, vampires, mid-range, black cards, control. What do we want? We have a lot of cards that we want. The question is, how do we fit those cards? Let's go down one Envoy. Go down the Spy, even though it was going to be good that game. Go down the Requisitioner. Go up 2 Soul Transfers. A couple of Bank Busters. Maybe we go down 1 Vivien. Or maybe the Desecrator. Yeah, we kind of need the Desecrator for potting purposes. And go up the Sorin. Try to bring in more card draw, basically, because we know our opponent's going to be grinding. And we already got a pretty good grind set up if our Ascendancy stakes and we get a pod. But when you're up against these grindy decks, you'll never turn down a little bit of extra card advantage. We need our opponent's draw to be a little better. Not a lot better. We don't want it to be good. No. But we want it to be a little bit better at least. So, wow, double Dockside Chief, eh? We want it to be a little bit better so they actually stick around long enough for us to do cool things. Well, get the chef down. Now we're cooking. Opponent, Blood Tithe Harvester. Oh my god, please stop drawing lands. We will pass the turn. And let's block it and sack it and draw a card. Please non-land. Okay, that is a non-land. That is technically a non-land. Opponent passes. Well, play the land. Riveteers Ascendancy. Don't counter it. We want to do cool things, opponent. Don't counter it. All right, opponent. Gonna make our cool things disappear. Well, that's not great. Untaps. Land. Shieldred. All right. The apocalypse has arrived. Whatever. Well, let's play this Envoy. See if it can block Shieldred. Corpse Appraiser. That's annoying. Opponent gets a card. Ooh, mill some good ones. So opponent got something good. Opponent. Tap land. Goes attacking. I mean, we will block the Shieldred. Goes attacking. Unfortunately, we have way too many lands. So we don't block Shieldred. Drop to 9. Draw even more lands. Oh, golly gee. All right, pass the turn. I mean, we did keep a land heavy hand. Our starting hand was 5 lands, double Dockside Chef, so maybe we should have just shipped it. But we have drawn 4 more lands out of like 5 draws. Oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. Many Shieldreds. You know what? Maybe we don't go so Bankbuster heavy. Drawing cards is bad against Shieldred anyway. Let's try it like that. Bringing a Terra Sunder is another removal spell. So we're on the play. First game, opponent's hand was too bad. They scooped before we could do our cool thing. Second game, our opponent's hand was too good. They drew all the Shieldreds and we lost. In the middle, Magic Gods, in the middle. Good enough that the game continues until we do cool things, but not good enough that our opponent just kills us with Shieldred on turn 4. We need the in-between. The in-between, please. It is a little disappointing. Ah, boy. Wizards and their hate of the color pie. You know what makes me sad about Riveteers Ascendancy in our deck is that the black decks have Invoke Despair that can kill it. Oh, it shouldn't be that way, Magic Gods. All right, good hand. Well, I don't know if I'd consider this a good hand, but it's a hand that doesn't just die to Shieldred, so 4, I guess. Zeatora's Proving Ground, go. Opponent, tap land. Haunted Ridge, go. Could have played the untap land for Infernal Grasp, but we're not grasping anything this turn. Well, play the land past the turn. Oh, opponents got all the colors. Graveyard Trespasser. Okay, that's obnoxious. Another land, eh? Well, let's soul transfer. Get rid of the Trespasser. Discard the Carpulsan Forest. Play the Proving Grounds. I mean, I think we kind of want to blitz this Envoy, maybe. I feel like if we let it sit out, it's gonna die. Opponent, blood, not sacking it. Well, now we're definitely blitzing it, so Haunted Ridge. Blitz the Envoy. Get that sweet, sweet value. Go Dagon. Opponent takes it. 5 to the face. What do we find? Something good? No. Well, I mean, as far as lands go, Technuma's better than nothing. That actually does do something. All right, and a Bank Buster. Sure. Opponent, Corpse Appraiser. Yeah, that's good for our opponent. That gets to get rid of our Envoy, unfortunately. Unfortunately, opponent looking for the land. Finds the land. Goes attacking. Well, I think we just play Deathcap Glade. Run out Cemetery Desecrator. I guess Invoke Despair. Kill the Blood Tithe Harvester. You know what would be sweet? Vivien. Vivien would be a sweet one, opponent. All right, sacks the blood. Plays the land. So if they kill the Desecrator, at least we get to kill their Corpse Appraiser. Okay, well, if they soul transfer, then we might not. And a Bank Buster. Opponent goes attacking, hits us. Play Sorin. Make a Vampire. Play Technuma. Play Blood Tithe Harvester. Pass the turn. We're ahead on mana, but we don't have an Ascendancy. And our opponent, we know they're playing Invoke Despairs. And we lost that Desecrator in the worst possible way. That exile-based removal. Not good. Not good for us. All right, opponent has the Invoke Despair. Sack Blood Tithe Harvester. Lose the Sorin, sadly. Draws into a land. Gonna crew up the Bank Buster. I mean, I guess we take it. Dockside Chef, eh? Well, play the Bank Buster. Play the Dockside Chef. Hit you with the Vampire. Draw with the Bank Buster. Play Tenacious Underdog. Pass the turn. We're gonna set this upkeep stop just in case the Sheoldred comes down. Opponent, Volt Surge. So much removal. And another Corpse Appraiser. Exiles Underdog, gets to draw more cards. Yeah, not looking good. Not looking good at all. Invoke Despair is a tough card to beat. Well, I mean, the biggest issue is we couldn't find an Ascendancy, although I guess it would have got by Invoke Despair anyway. And we didn't find a Vivien. Wow, opponent found something good because they milled a Graveyard Trespasser. Plays a land. Crews the Bank Buster. Goes attacking. Well, I guess we got a block, unfortunately. Down to 7. We draw a land. Well, we Bank Buster into a good Magic card, a Vivien. That is normally a good Magic card. Is it good here, though? Does it do anything here? We're a little far behind on board, and we don't have anything to pod with. So we can play it and make a 4/4, but then we're super dead to removal. I mean, yeah, we're dead to do they have a counter? We almost resolved a combo piece. I'm not convinced this actually saves us. So we get to make a 4/4, but our opponent's very removal heavy deck has a handful of cards. And there's removal spell number 1. Opponent. Land. I mean, that's Invoke Despair life, unfortunately. Against the odds time, we are trying to do sweet things with Birthing Pod in Standard. Some Riveteers Ascendancy Jund Birthing Pod, and we'll see. This hand's a bit on the expensive side. But Jewel Thief is not bad. We'd like to just keep hitting lands. That would be the best. Opponent going to Denick. Well, play the land, play the Jewel Thief. Pass the turn. All right, land, please. Opponent, Jadar. And Passes, makes a zombie. Well, not a land, but another Jeweled Thief. And we'll go attacking. I mean, if our opponent wants to trade their Jadar, I think we're fine with that. Opponent takes it. So we got treasures for days. Lands not for days, though. Opponent is Jano. Rada-Drobic. Gets in with the zombie. Sure? Ha! Still not a land. Well, I mean... Oh, and we'd have to spend all of our treasures to kill the Rada-Drobic. That is so bad. I think we... All right, 1, 2. Blitz Jaxus. Discard a Cemetery Desecrator. Soul Transfer. Exile Denick. Go attacking. The opponent can, wow, they just take it. All right, so opponent takes it. Double Blitz. There's a land finally. And, all right, there. Whoa, we had to jump through some major hoops, but we finally did find our lands. Opponent has an Adeline. Not actually that good here, though. I mean, it's not bad, but wow, they're gonna cash in their Rada-Drobic. That surprises me. Well, block and block. Rada-Drobic down. Now play the land. Zeostora's Envoy. Go. No respect for the Rada-Drobic. Opponent. Elias. Gonna get in with the Adeline and the zombie. Well, I mean, I think we just take the Adeline beats here and kill the tokens. Yeah, I think that's fine. So we take 5 plus whatever this does. Yeah, the zombie comes back. We get drained. Now play the land. Soul Transfer Adeline. Inferno Grasp Elias. Opponent goes to 2. All right. Well, we found another land, so we do get to Vivien next turn. Or our opponent just scoops. Okay, well. Yeah, well, we'll take it. We'll take it. It's a win. A win's a win. Although still not the cool things we were trying to do exactly. So Soul Transfer in, Flame Bless Bolden, maybe Tear Asunder, go down. 1 Envoy, go down the Spy. Probably Underdog. Run it like that. So a touch more removal. Just a touch. Well, I don't know if this deck has many ways to kill our Riveteers Ascendancy. This might finally be a deck that doesn't have infinite ways. All right, we'll keep this. Well, actually, let's just play the Proving Grounds. Proving Grounds go. Edikar Waste. Well, land and Dockside Jeff. Go. All right, so next turn we can hopefully get down the Ascendancy. Step 1. Plaza of Heroes and Adeline. Play the land. Riveteers Ascendancy. No attacks about it. Plaza. Sheoldred goes attacking. Well, we will kill the token. Get Sheoldreded. Yeah, let's just play the land and run out the Envoy. No attacks. Opponent gains some life. This is where Rada-Drobic would be annoying. Rafine. That's also kind of annoying. Opponent attacks. Gonna grow the Sheoldred. Well, we will. Yeah, opponent gains a ton of life. We will kill Adeline. We will kill the token. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, so now we're dead. Yeah. Yeah, now we are just straight up dead. I mean, we can kill the Sheoldred, but I think we're just, yeah, Rafine is such a strong card. Ooh, Soul Transfer. Well, this game we got down the Ascendancy, and it actually, And it actually stuck, but our opponent just drew all the Shieldreds in the world. Okay. So maybe Flame Blast Bolt isn't gonna do it, and we need the Soul Transfer or the Terra Sunder. Terra Sunder is expensive though, but it is instant speed. All right, run it like that. Come on, deck. We gotta see it go off. We gotta see the Ascendancy go off. It is surprisingly hard to trigger, I will say. So many decks can kill it, and people are like, I think it's one of those cards. I don't know if you've noticed this in Magic, but when people see cards they aren't used to seeing, you're playing a card that no one else is playing, people have a irrational fear of those cards. And I think that's happening with Riveteers Ascendancy. People are just like, well, that's a zero lander. That is very close to a zero lander. Well, this has lands, but it is horrible. All right. Well, I think that people just have an irrational fear of it to the point where they feel like they have to kill it on sight, even though it's not actually very strong. About it. Edgar Waste passes. Well, yeah, let's just Requisitioner, I guess. Play the Proving Ground. And pass the turn. Opponent. Edgar Waste. And Denick. Well, play the land, no attacks, and passes. Well, land and... So if we attack in the Wandering Emperor and kill this, yeah, I guess it's still not the end of the world. Go attacking. Opponent trades, all right. Well, play Junji. And opponent, whoa, found some room in their legendary tribal deck for some counters. Plays a land. Extraction Specialist gets back Denick. Play the land, play Vivien.
Watch out, I'm on the hunt.
All right, we get 2 creatures, so not super optimal, but something. Gonna hit the Vivien. Oh, can we find an Ascendancy? Play Jewel Thief, get a treasure. Play Zaktora's Envoy. Take up Vivien. Sack Jeweled Thief. Get it Sushi. Pass the turn. Oh, imagine this if there wasn't a Denick and if we did have an Ascendancy. Opponent must have a lot of black cards that they can't cast. Farewells away the board. All right, well, see if we can draw some creatures. Boom. Dockside Chef. We did it. Farewell is such a blowout. That card is a blow and a half. Well, at least we get to keep our Vivien. There's the black mana. So I assume our opponent's in business now. Runs out of Rafine. We draw. Oh, Zatora. Well, let's see if we can draw some creatures. The answer is no. Play Zatora. Pass the turn. Yeah, that was a not great Vivien activation. Mill all the lands, opponent Infernal Grasp. Well, we will sack Zatora to draw a card. Okay, Blood Tithe Harvester. Opponent's going face, not even trying to go after the Vivien at this point. Connives away Shieldred, grows the Rafine. Oh, okay. Take up Vivien. Get a Dreadfast Demon. Play a land. Play a Blood Tithe Harvester. Get a Blood Token. Play a Dreadfast Demon. Do they have removal? Wow! Etwara to stay alive. Well, hit you with the Chef. How many Ascendancies do we have left? Rada Durabic hits us. Where's our Ascendancy? Only one's in the graveyard, so we have many Ascendancies. Opponent hits us. We draw Blood Tithe Harvester. Play Dreadfast Demon. Vivien. Hot away a Blood Tithe Harvester. Get Old Rustine. Please don't mill an Ascendancy. Okay, a land. So we will pass the turn. Oh, Jesus! Wow! Okay. Destroy evil. The top decks never end. Opponent manually tapping. Cycling Rafine's Tower, trying to find that next great top deck. Opponent plays a land. Finds a Shieldred. Goes attacking. Connives. Gains some life. We drop to 12. We mill a soul transfer we kind of wanted. Okay, so we still have our 6-drop, right? All right, it's still there. So, Blitz Workshop Warchief. I think this works. Blitz Warchief. Vivien. Pod Warchief. Get Cemetery Desecrator. Cemetery Desecrator. Farewell. To kill Radadrobic. We get drained. And then Blood Tithe Harvester kills Shieldred. Well, no Ascendancy, but our pod is doing work. Connives. Discards a land, okay. And hits us to 8. I guess we gotta set upkeep stop in case it's Shieldred. We have 17 cards and 3 of them are Ascendancies. Corals, okay. Connives. Discards Extraction Specialist. Well, let's sack a blood. Discard Blood Tithe Harvester. Looking for the Ascendancy. For the full combo, it's a land. I'll sack a blood. Discard the land. Looking for Ascendancy. There's the Ascendancy. Okay. We finally have done it. About it. Well, okay. Draw a card. We draw the Titan of Industry. That's awkward. Go to our main phase. Play the Ascendancy. Sacrifice Desecrator. Nothing to get from our deck, but we get to get Workshop Warchief back from our graveyard. Gain some life. And then we exile... How big is this Rafine? 6. Exile Vivien. Go after Rafine. Pay the 1. Opponent can sack the land. Okay, that's fine. So opponent sacks the land, but we will just let it go. Actually, maybe we stay on defense. Oh, we finally got things set up. So now we can sack stuff during our opponent's turn to keep the loop going. Attacks with both, interesting. I guess they just want to connive a bunch, sure. But I mean, this is fine. This is fine. We got the value loop set up. We got it set up. Discards a land, discards a Denic. Exiles those cards. Block with the insect. Drop to 7. Radadrobic. Well, we will sacrifice Old Rustine. Yeah, we need to stop milling ourselves. Sack Old Rustine, draw a card. Get back Blood Tithe Harvester. Twice a turn. Riveteers Ascendancy triggers on our opponent's turn too. There's another Ascendancy. Things are getting even better. We untap. All right, can we get down another Ascendancy or do we die? Do we have any flyers in the graveyard? Opponent's at 23. Dreadfast Demon costs 7. So Blood Tithe Harvester can kill Radadrobic. Well, play Titan of Industry. Gain 5, make a Rhino. And then Blood Tithe Harvester, kill Radadrobic. Pay the ward. Do some attacking. Vivien. Sack Workshop Warchief. Nothing to find, but we get a Rhino and we get back a Blood Tithe Harvester. Okay, it's happening. Play the tap land past the turn. And then next turn, I think it ends. Next turn, I think we just have lethal. We finally got to see Riveteers Ascendancy go off. It is sweet. When it actually sticks around and doesn't die, it is pretty sweet. Opponent attacks. Gonna connive. If they kill the Titan of Industry, they might have some shot. That's what they need, is removal spell on Titan of Industry. Discards, exiles. Well, we will block, and we will block. Actually, you know what? We're not going to block. We'll just block Torals. We don't want to lose this Titan of Industry. That's an important part of our plan for this turn. That's fine. Okay, so Riveteers Ascendancy. I think this works. Riveteers Ascendancy. Oh, an opponent scoops it up. What we are going to do, since we didn't get to see the last bit of it, and since it is really hard to go off with Riveteers Ascendancy, we got to go off with it. We got to explain it. So what we are going to do here that was going to be so sweet. It was going to be such a cool win. So what we do is we got double Riveteers Ascendancy. We can take and sack the Titan of Industry. The Titan of Industry can get back Cemetery Desecrator for removal to get rid of the blocker. And then we get back Zeotora for our fling effect, and then we blitz the Workshop Warchief, and we attack our opponent for a budge, and then we sacrifice the Zeotora and burn our opponent out by sacking the Warchief before it dies. It was gonna be sweet, but that was actually pretty good. That's actually a really awesome example of how it could actually work if it sticks on the battlefield. It is just not easy to get Riveteers Ascendancy to stick on the battlefield in current standard, but with Vivien and it staying on the battlefield for a few turns, the value loops become really, really sweet. We can do so many cool things, getting back all of our one-ofs and our removal spells and just like death triggers. It's so sweet. So, well, our persistence paid off, and we finally got it to stick, and it was totally worth it. So, well, all right, that's Riveteers Ascendancy. That's Birthing Pod in Standard. Sweet, sweet. So what did we learn this week about Riveteers Ascendancy Pod in Standard? And record-wise, we went 2-3, which, that's fine. Not a horrible record for a Rogue Brew. But the biggest thing that we learned is it's really hard to keep an enchantment on the battlefield in our current Standard format. People are super prepared. I swear that almost every deck we played against had some way in their main deck to deal with Riveteers Ascendancy. Even the mono black decks have Invoked Despair, but the white deck's really good at killing enchantments. The green decks get Terra Asunder. The Jund decks also have just so many different options. There's Titan of Industries running around. So the biggest problem we ran into with the deck was we would play Riveteers Ascendancy and it would just die like every single time, again and again and again. So it was really hard to get that value engine going. We finally did get it in our last game. The other thing that happened, which was maybe even more heartbreaking, is we'd get it set up and our opponent would be at like 20 life, but they'd see the Ascendancy, they'd see the Vivien and just kind of scoop before we could do cool things. So that was kind of the other bummer, but we did finally get to see the full engine. Actually, if our opponent hadn't scooped in that last game, we would have had double Riveteers Ascendancy Vivien combo kills going on. So it does kind of work. It's just a really hostile format to get things to stick on the battlefield. Standard is so grindy, and decks are prepared not just to deal with creatures, but they're prepared to deal with enchantments and other forms of permanence as well. So I think that's going to keep Riveteers Ascendancy Pod or Standard Birthing Pod from really being like that good in Standard. It's just too hard to keep the Ascendancy around. On the other hand, I will say, Vivien's kind of busted, and I think Vivien should probably see more play in Standard. I know people think of Vivien as like a modern combo piece more than probably a Standard card, but the +1 usually drew us like a couple of cards, and sometimes it drew us like 4 or 5 cards, which is kind of absurd. In a deck that's built around it, the +2 Birthing Pod mode is really, really powerful, and then the Rhinos are a nice bonus as well. So I feel like Vivien, I know it's 6 mana, that's asking a lot, you gotta build around it, but we found it to be a really powerful card once we get on the battlefield. As far as the rest of the deck, it's got a lot of fun synergies. We got a lot of just fun, cute synergies, the sacrifice synergies. Because we're a pod deck and an Ascendancy deck, we get to play all these spicy one-ups, trusting that we'll tutor them up and then like do cool Jaxus things with them and the random dragons and cemetery desecrators. So I like the deck a lot. I just think that there's too much enchantment removal for it to be truly competitive. But as we saw in that last game, it can do really sweet things when it all comes together. So that is Standard Birthing Pod. That is Riveteers Ascendancy. That's been our Gets Odds for this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.